Do you always use should when you want to give suggestions or recommendations? If you do so, you will sound monotonous, which means boring. I've brought this video to overcome this problem. You can use 11 of these grammatical structures to give suggestions. As a result, you will sound fluent, versatile, and impressive. In addition, if these sentence structures are used in tests like IELTS, TOEFL, or PET, you will get higher band score because these tests require diverse structures of grammar and vocabulary. The level of difficulty will increase as you move from one sentence structure to the other. Also, I'm going to give lots of examples for your practice. Here we go. Number 1. You can directly start with a base form of verb, that is verb 1, which is not very polite like this. Get up early, go to gym, eat healthy food, don't eat junk food, don't sleep too late. This is not advisable if you're talking to a stranger. If it is with a family member or younger family member, to be specific, that's okay, or a close friend would be fine. Number 2, have a look at these sentences. It's helpful to watch videos to learn English. It's important to see a doctor if you have a bad headache very often. It's a good idea to consume lemons to improve your immunity. Here, it's helpful to, it's important to, it's a good idea to, plus base form of verb or present form of verb, or what I call verb 1 can be used. For a fever, it's important to drink lots of liquids. For a cough, it's helpful to drink ginger tea. For a headache, it's a good idea to take rest. Number 3, you could join a class to meet new people. Here we are using could to suggest, could plus verb 1. You could use a moisturizer for dry skin. Here, your favorite, number 4, should. I don't need to give more examples as you know this word already. Just one. You should get up early because morning is a conducive time to plan your day, your exercise, and go to work early or school, anywhere without any tension. And an example for a negative sentence would be, you shouldn't binge, which means overeat. It may lead to obesity. Number 5. This one is why don't you plus verb. When someone asks you, what should I do for boredom? You can suggest by saying, why don't you call your old friends? Why don't you watch some documentaries? Why don't you play a game? They all look like questions, but they are suggestions actually. Number 6, you would better plus verb 1. You'd better make hotel reservation in advance because all hotels may be full due to holidays. You'd better take a taxi instead of a bus because you're already late. You would or you'd is the contraction of you would, but the negative of this isn't you wouldn't better, but it's you'd better not. Like for example, you'd better not eat junk food if you are on weight loss diet. Number 7, you ought to check the bill before you pay. The store might make an error and add extra amount. You would better not lose your money. You ought to check the weather of a place or a country before you go there because you can plan your clothing, accommodation, etc. The negative of ought to is ought not to. You ought not to take too much cash when you go out. But this negative form is less common. Instead, people use shouldn't, like you shouldn't take too much cash when you go out. Number 8. Be sure to or make sure to plus verb 1. Make sure to check the car tires before you travel. Be sure to save your files on cloud so that it would be easy to retrieve if your device is lost or damaged. Number 9. Remember to or don't forget to plus verb 1. Remember to count your money at the machine. Machines may make errors. If the amount is less than what has been debited from your account, you can go to bank and complain. Don't forget to turn off the lights before you leave home. Number 10. Try to or try not to plus base form of the verb. Try to avoid sugar. It's a good way to be healthy. Try not to sleep more than 8 hours. You can do many things when you are awake. Number 11. What about plus verb ing, or have you thought about plus verb ing? What should I do? I want to meet new people. Have you thought about joining a class or a gym? What about meeting people online? They sound like questions, but they are suggestions. How can I organize my time better? Have you thought about making a list of priorities? What about setting up reminders on your phone? So these are 11 ways to give suggestions. If I have missed out some, please let me know in the comment section. Please note, we don't use models like must, have to, need to for suggestions. They are used to describe necessity, which I'm going to talk about in the next few videos. Now I'm gonna give you 2 topics for you to practice these structures that you have learned. You may practice with some friends, family members, or let's create a family of people with same interests right here on YouTube by subscribing and commenting on these topics. Remember, you ought to practice with lots of examples to register these sentence structures. Here is number one topic for you to practice. How to be happy. Give some suggestions. How to make money is number 2. Okay, that's all for today. I post a video on grammar every Wednesday and a video on general topic related to pronunciation, vocabulary, IELTS, reading, writing, or any other topic on every Friday. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.